and welcome to the Bikepackers Guide to the Galaxy. Everything you need to know about bikepacking in one simple video. We'll show you all the essentials, like how to plan epic adventures, all the different types of bikes you'll need and how to set them up. We'll talk about sleeping arrangements, whether that's wild camping in a tent, staying in a hammock, or even sleeping in luxury in hotels and B&Bs. You'll hear about all the different types of stoves, handlebar and frame bags, and all the other equipment that's going to need to keep you safe on the trail. So, to go bikepacking, you're going to need a bike. This could be anything really. They say the best bike to use is the one you've already got. It could be something like a mountain bike, a hybrid, a road bike, or even things like e-bikes are becoming more popular nowadays. The most common type of bike is going to be a gravel bike. This is going to be able to handle everything you throw at it. It's capable on the road, off the road, and it's got all the types of racks and mounts that you need to equip all of your gear. But again, there's no rules to bike packing. It's just about getting out there, getting outdoors, and getting moving. You might even want to convert an existing bike to handle gravel, so check if you've got enough tyre clearance for it. I'm using 38C cyclocross tyres on my hybrid. So next up is route planning. By far the most important part of your trip. The more time you spend planning the route, the less chance something's going to go wrong when you're on it. No one wants to cycle endless miles just to realise that they went the wrong way, which is why you should always have a plan B. Some things can change, weather can turn bad, things can get nasty, even unexpected road closures can get in your way. So you want to make sure you always give yourself alternative accommodation and travel home. So how do you start planning your routes anyway? Well, there's loads of apps out there that can help you. Komoot, Strava, Ride with GPS, Google Maps. They've all got their positives and negatives, so see what works for you. I like to use Komoot myself. You can see user submitted photos of the route, technical difficulty and elevation details. Still, do not forget about the weather. Heavy rain is one thing, strong winds, snow and intense heat can make your trip a misery. Always check the local forecasts and be mindful of any weather warnings.
Speeds here on the coast of up to 104 miles per hour. It's been particularly bad for many residents living near the coast.
So after a long day of riding, you're going to need somewhere to sleep. A lot of people will be wild camping, but that's not always legal, so make sure you check your local laws. In some places, it is legal. It's considered every man's right to roam, like in Scandinavia, where it gives every man the right to roam, camp, ski, cycle and walk across any land that's not under active cultivation or private dwelling. The same can be said in other countries like Scotland, parts of the UK like Dartmoor and other parts of Northern Europe. Make sure you know how to correctly pitch your tent and that you can handle the conditions that you're camping in. Your sleeping bag should also be rated for the temperatures that you'll be facing. There's other ways that you can camp too, like bivvy bags, hammocks and tarp shelters. But always be mindful of where you make camp. Fallen trees can be a real danger in stormy weather. I once had to climb through a tree that had cut off the whole cycle path. Other things that you might want to consider are sleeping pads. You can get self-inflating version ones of these, but these are often quite heavier and bulky. So to carry all this gear, you're going to need some frame bags. These come in all different shapes and sizes, from the half frame bags like I use, to full frame triangle bags, handlebar bags and seat packs. There's other ways to do it too, like fork mounts, stash pouches, panniers, and make sure you always keep your valuables and perishables safe in dry bags. There's different stoves to think about too, like solid fuel survival stoves, gas and canister stoves. Some might have a faster boil but be harder to carry. Think about your hygiene too. Get a travel size toothbrush, spray, body wipes. Waterproofs are a must have. A tin opener, cooking pots with folding handles. And power banks are great too for charging things like lights and phones while on the move. And you might need storage straps or utility straps to keep all your gear together. Last but not least is emergency gear. Yes, you should always carry some sort of first aid kit. This compact kit has everything you might need while on a trip. You might even want a survival bag just in case things do go wrong. Personal location beacons are something to consider for remote areas where phone signals are hard to get. And flint and steel could end up being a lifesaver in a survival situation. Chlorine tablets are essential to have in your kit, Or you could even use a water purifying filter instead, so always know where your water sources are. Depending on where you're going bikepacking in the world, you might even need some bear spray. So after all of that intergalactic cycling, you're going to need some food. Now there's plenty of options. It's about getting creative really. Tin foods are generally heavy and bulky, so it comes down to what you're comfortable carrying really. There's ration packs which are simple to carry. They can be eaten hot or cold. Simple meals to add to boiling water. You could even get creative and use tinned chicken to make a curry or a stir fry. You might even pass a local farm too, which sells their produce. Oats are great for morning meals and snacks when on the go. Yes, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. And if you want to see some real bikepacking adventures, click up here. I cycle across Exmoor, the International Dark Sky Reserve.